I'm muted. There we go. Yo, what's up, people? What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of the O.O.C. Actually, episode 98. So, two
There
more
we
episodes.
go.
Well, this one and the next one, and then boom, 100 episodes. What up, Bazo? What up, LB? What up, Eyes Only? What up, Geshkar? How you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. Much appreciated.
What up,
Roberto,
people?
talk to the people.
What you guys saying? Everybody good? I was just choking on a piece of popcorn there for a minute, and and I was on mute too. That's why I just gave the salute, just to show that at the 98 show we finally have it on point. But sure enough,
hmm
you know, maybe 100. Gotta get
Absolutely.
gotta get enough liquor for that show,
What's up? It said, LOL, Basil Yee for president. His first run was horrible. Yeah, well, we're going to get into all of that stuff because I think he's running again
Make
in
that shit to that.
2014, 2024. He says some shit on
Oh yeah,
there's an interview out there. Yeah, there's some interview out there. What up, David Quintana? How you doing? There's an interview out there that
what's
he
good?
did with Noriega and some other people, and it was 3 hours long. It's a really interesting interview, and I'm gonna play some of it. We're gonna discuss some of that. Um, but the real reason why the Kanye West was coming on is because of the George Floyd stuff he said, which we're gonna get into, and all of that adds up to Candace Owens doing this whole documentary that I didn't get to see yet. I know LB said he's seen it. LB, if you want to come in and talk about this stuff, let me know. Send you the link. But I know he's seen the documentary, and I seen piece of it, and I was just like, yeah, this propaganda bullshit, whatever. So we'll see. But Kanye West quotes it, and I think this is where, like, anyways, we'll get into that. But other than that, man, I do appreciate everybody that came in here. What's up, sis? How you doing? Hey, my brother and Roberto. I'm finally monetized. Very good, excellent. Glad
Congratulations,
to see that, man. It's good to see you, sis. Good to see you once again. Um,
congratulations.
you're gonna have to send me the link to your channel because I don't see when you stream or anything. So I must not be subbed to your channel. So when you get a chance, hit me up with it,
Yeah,
Facebook or
we'll link
whatever.
you too. The more the merrier.
Absolutely.
Make that money.
100%.
Make that money.
Facts, 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 facts. So yeah, had another guest supposed to come in here as you see the title, but we'll get into that later on. We'll start off. We'll talk about some of the Kanye West stuff. So, the first thing I wanted to bring up was, and this is the one that's really going viral. And I think it's one of the ones that I like when I hear it, I'm just like, oh God, Kanye, what the hell is wrong with you? They got me shadow banned now. Oh, yeah. All right. Well,
Don't know what
still
that
send
is.
me.
I guess I'm still learning.
Shadow ban is
Share it.
basically you're streaming and they don't really, promote your channel. So happens to a
Even though
lot of
she's
us too.
monetized, or that
Yeah.
happens when you get monetized.
What's that?
Because she got monetized, that
No,
happened,
no,
or that could happen
no.
anytime.
Content.
Oh, okay,
The
okay.
content that she's doing. Yeah. Okay. So there it is. All right. So we're gonna get into it real quick. Let me bring up the first video, and this is the one that I think has a lot of people, losing their minds over. All right. So Kanye is number two. Yeah, your content. Hey, what up, Tim? How you doing, man? Glad you can make it. So let's watch this video and
I
see.
watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his two roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that. When he said mama, mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, fucked me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said, they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else Who you think he reminded me of?
Virgil.
He reminded me of Virgil.
See, now I don't know who Virgil
I
is.
was gonna say, who's
but
Virgil?
No idea. I have no idea. So that I don't know. They don't really give a lot of context in it. What's up, Tim? It's been a long time. Glad you can make it. So they don't really give a lot of context about it. But at the same time, right, the most important part is he followed that documentary from fucking Candace Owens, and the same talking points that we've always had when we talk about this George Floyd shit is one, he had fentanyl in him, and I don't know where this cop's knee wasn't even on his neck crap, right? But it absolutely was 100%. You can go back and watch the trials, and in the trials, you'll see them saying, yes, by the angle, it looks like it's not, but it's not. Like, so what are your thoughts?
This guy has no business talking about it because he's talking about too much shit at one time, and it's all stuff to start a conversation. It's not just stuff he's getting off his mind. It's starting big ass conversations like we're having right now. Maybe if somebody else had, because I mean, look how we went off on those guys who at least acknowledged that he was murdered, but yet they were mimicking him and making fun. Look how we went off on those guys, but yet a brother is here questioning whether it was legit or not. It's a brother who everybody is questioning. That's questioning whether it's legit or not. So I don't know. For me, it's just like I said, if I want to get us some material for tonight, and I type in entertainment news, it's all Kanye. Kanye this, Kanye that, Kanye with this person. And I'm like, holy shit, did we strike gold or what? We like, in all honesty, Danny's getting a big break. Shit, man. Because this guy's giving us enough material. I think he's competing with Trump for material.
Well, what he's saying is that he's probably planning on running, Damn, Nzo is Creed and Roberta is Damien. K-Dots sent a $5 super chat. Thank you very much.
Damien like who? The devil? What's up, K-Dot?
Yeah.
What's up, Big Danny? Still riding on my one victory,
yeah? Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get this link over there. Hold on. But yeah, like I said, right now he's in the news, right? And because of that interview that he did, they're taking a lot of stuff from it, and they're
blowing it up.
They're taking a lot of stuff on it, right? So hold on. And clipping
basically, they're not giving it the legitimate rights that they're just clipping it at the point of drama. Is that what you said?
Pretty much. I think a lot of the clips that they're taking have been taken out of context, right? And I mean, listen, Kanye West said some bullshit, man. You know what I mean? 100%. He said some bullshit. He said some shit that where it's just like, where it's like, oh, well, slavery was a choice and this George Floyd stuff. But one thing I will say is he's not a dumb dude. He's really not dumb, man. And
I think
the reason why. Well, this is the thing, right? So I have another video I'm going to show. And I'll go to this one and then we'll get to the other stuff that I wanted to do. But Damon Dash was asked about it, right? So
watch it.
Oh, hold on, wrong one. Just give me a second. Damon Dash was asked about it, and here's what Damon Dash had to say. And when I was listening to it, I was like, that's kind of. Hold on.
What up, Tony?
What up, Tony? What's going on, man? Glad you can make it. Much appreciated. Again, thank you guys for all popping in. Just trying to get this video. I want to show a video for those of you that just popping in of what's up, Dandelion? How you doing? Of what Kanye West actually. Oh, okay, I know. Okay. What Damon Dash had to say about Kanye West, and it's really telling. You know what I mean? So Here's what Damon Dash had to say.
Like, I sympathize with Kanye. I don't condone anything that he does sometimes. You know, I don't agree with everything. But I know what it is when you can't see your child, how traumatizing that is, and the things it can make you do. And, you know, especially if you have some degree of a chemical imbalance where it could take you. So that's why I just wish that when people see that he says things that may be out of the ordinary, that they did like a health check on him. You know what I mean?
Will you be wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt anytime soon?
Hell fucking no.
Can you understand why anybody would wear that? I mean, Kanye, obviously, you've seen it.
Hell
Catwalk
fucking no.
in the news.
Like I said, when I see certain things, I'm going to call him and say, you okay? But I'm not going to judge him. He's my brother. So, you know, I don't agree with a lot of the things he does. But he don't agree with a lot of things I do.
That's a big one, though. That's a big one still.
Yeah, but like I just said, we know that he has a chemical imbalance at times. So why won't we have any compassion like, yo, let's do a health check on him instead of judging him? That's all I'm saying. So we know that he got certain kind of issues. Maybe in that moment he might not want to address it, but we know it. So what do? We don't send the doctor, we send the camera. Right? So if you know what it will do to a man not to be able to see his children, even if maybe he wasn't seeing them the way that he should have, regardless, once you think you're going to miss the moments you can't buy back, no matter how much money you have, imagine being a bit imbalanced, having a camera on you and having money to do whatever you want. It's not going to be, you know, and everyone just making money off of anything that's happening dysfunctional in your life. So I'm not saying that he's right at all. I'm saying that we just have to understand that when people are triggered, if there is something that, you know, it's not a secret, he's bipolar. So why would y'all assume that he's maybe not getting some sleep, maybe? And again, he might be mad at me for saying that. But that's just, when I hear him say shit like that, and first I'd be like, why? And then I go, yo, is he all right? You understand what I'm saying? So there may be an insensitivity because he may be so enlightened that he may be trying to make a point, not knowing how it's hurting other people because he might be so hurt. Sometimes people are so hurt, they can't even feel other people's pain. You know what I mean? Especially when they're in a certain kind of a place. So I just don't understand how you judge a man when you know that he's going through things, or you don't know if he's going through something or not. Like, you are aware that he's going through shit, right?
Of course.
So then why would you judge him while he's going through shit? Does it look like he's not going through something right now? But do you think anybody around him is telling him no? Hell no. They doing whatever he say. So if he say go get a camera while he's in a certain kind of mind state, who's telling him no? I'm the only one that will. I'm the only one that has. So when I look at that, I be just worried about him. I'm not judging him. I'm like, yo, this is the worst thing, because now he's going to really bug out. You put a raccoon in the corner, they start going nuts. But everybody buys this shit, but they never check on him.
It's a crazy situation.
Nah, it ain't a crazy situation. That's how human beings are.
It's not nice, though.
But it is what it is. So that's what I'm saying. Just as nice, like whoever's saying some shit, if you're not first saying let me check on him to make sure he's all right,
There may be
then don't say another fucking thing about him, because you don't care about him.
The people that are around him.
Anybody. If you judge him before you care about him, then I don't want to hear you, because we already know that there's issues that he might have. So if something triggers it, like not being able to see your child or whatever it is, for someone that has a certain kind of imbalance, this is what's going to happen. You put a camera in their face and they got $1 billion. And then y'all put them in front of a camera and it becomes clickbait for everything. So now it becomes funny to me. I be like, God damn. Instead of everyone saying, is he all right? They talking about what he said. The whole world is just judging him. You understand? Like, it's like, yo, what if he had a bullet in his leg and he's bleeding? But that's what that is to me. You know what I mean? Because that's, you know why? I don't give a fuck about his money. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I just want him to be breathing. I want him to be happy because I care. You could tell who cares. So then, like, he like, yo, I don't care about whatever I'm saying. Now you showing me you don't care. And then that, you know, then there's an overreaction maybe to that. But you got to remember, man, the nigga's, you know, he's been triggered.
Yeah.
And if you don't have no compassion for that, then don't buy his shit.
Wheeler talks.
If you're going to judge what he say, don't buy his shit. But at least care. There's a time you loved him. What you loved about him, if it's not there, then you should wonder why. There must be something. But you can't just think he wants to be miserable. Nobody wants to be miserable.
Excellent. So that was it. We'll get into that. Special guest is in the house. How you doing?
Hey, good.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello.
This is my co-host Roberto. You don't know him, but you know his brother.
Nice to meet you.
Do I?
Yeah, his brother's Jose.
Jose? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So how you doing? You good?
I'm good, thank you. And you guys?
Doing great. Thank you
Living,
for popping
thanks.
in.
Good.
We started off talking about some Kanye West. I just wanted to get Roberto's opinion on what was said in that video. What do you think, Roberto?
Well, look, obviously he knows the guy, he likes the guy, and he's fending for the guy. He knows more than most of us know. But not everyone's going to research every time there's a situation like this. Is it a mental health issue? If he's not crying out and his people or his base isn't crying out, why the fuck should we be crying out? We can't do anything. I can't do anything. But the shit that they're showing me, I think he should go to where he can get it more viewed by people than people who have his worst interest at heart.
I agree with you, but I do think that we did know about him being a little bit bipolar. There were some reports of that coming out. What did you think? Did you see the interview? What did you catch of it, Simona?
I didn't catch much of it, but I did read a little bit before I came on with you guys tonight because I haven't caught up to any of that really, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the whole situation. I mean, they are big accusations. It is a little bit of a defamation of character if you want to say that, they're saying it's fentanyl or whatnot, that's the reason he overdosed on that. It has nothing to do with the police officer. For what I know, the medical examiner says that it's not the main reason, but it did play a role. So I don't know. I mean, essentially, yes, if a police officer wasn't attacking him and didn't have his knee on his neck, he would be here still today. But, the whole family is running now, talking about his 6-year-old, his daughter feeling a certain way because now she hears, other things about her father and she's traumatized. And now the brother's going in for defamation of character and the baby mama's going in for something else. I just, I don't feel like it's a very honest.
I didn't even know about all that.
I feel
they're suing him.
Well, they went.
They're
trying to sue him, and they're trying to sue him for $250 million.
They're trying to sue who? George?
Kanye.
Oh, we're on Kanye
his
now.
family.
Okay.
Yeah, his family.
Yeah, so I mean, it's it doesn't seem like a very honest lawsuit. I don't know. I think they're taking it for the long haul right now.
For the money? You think that's what it's about?
Absolutely.
What do you think, Roberto? Think it's for the money?
I said that before. Like, you can't look anywhere and you not hear or see something about Kanye. He's everywhere. Like, some of the shit he's doing is like almost planned outlandish opposed to whatever they're claiming he's going through. I think when he lost his mom, that was the start. Like Vasal said, that was the start. And losing your kids, that combination is enough to put you over the edge. But I don't see, everybody else more or less, or I don't see a percentage of people having the same effect.
No.
Well, we're going to get into some of the stuff because Kanye West gets to talk about a lot of it. We'll get into some of that stuff later so you guys can actually hear his point of view.
Did you see his story?
Who, Kanye's?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the documentary they had on Netflix about him?
I don't know which one it was I saw, but it opened my eyes to him, man. When he first started out, you can't say this guy wasn't fire. Like, everybody wasn't on that train. This guy came out with something really different. And his mom passed, and then, so it all made sense, right?
Yeah. And especially if he wasn't, all there already, something traumatic like that with his mom passing, then you forget he had a car accident. Look how close
they
were.
They were super close, Like,
absolutely,
most people would want.
Absolutely. And he was in a car accident too, right? And his jaw was all messed up. He had to get
Yeah, I remember
reconstructive
that.
surgery for all of that. So
Yeah.
he's been through a lot, right? So we're going to get into some of the details what he talks about. But because the guest has popped in, Simona's here, we had a little discussion. I think it's good to talk about because we talked about a lot of things on the show. We
Excuse
talked
me.
about depression, um, men crying. We've talked about uh,
Bullying.
bullying. Jason Lee Tucker's his kids had autism, so now we have this topic to talk about. And give us your perspective. Like, what was your first thought when you found out?
When I found out that Angie had Down syndrome,
Yeah.
well, it was weird because I found out that I was pregnant with the twins, and we went for the first ultrasound, and I think it was 11 weeks, and everything was okay. And then I went in at 16 weeks, and that's when they wanted to measure the nuchal fold on the back of the neck. So
Mm-hmm.
we went in, and everything, the whole ultrasound was the best. They were so impressed. They were like, wow, 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 everything's so perfect. And then right at the end, I hear him say, hmm,
Oh,
and now he's clicking and he's clicking and he's clicking. And I'm like, what does mean? Like, your bedside manner is kind of getting me really nervous, And at that point, I wasn't even thinking, oh my God, there's something wrong with the baby. I was like, oh shit, what can happen to me? Because
Mm-hmm.
I already have a daughter. So I'm like, what is going on? So then he says, I'm gonna get the specialist, and we're gonna move you into the other room. And I'm like, oh my God. So at this point, I'm panicking so much that like the tips of my fingers are numb, and I'm just tripping. So I go into the next room, and he basically sends in a specialist, and the specialist says, so one of your babies is showing markers of Down syndrome. And it really got me because I've always kind of been a type of person who has, someone who's always been interested with a little bit of everything in life. You hear conversations, you get involved, watch things on the news, all kinds of different things. And I always was that type of person that stood up for any injustices. If there was in high school, elementary, in a job, it was always me. So it really bothered me that I was like, what? But she came to me and she didn't say Down syndrome. She said it in French. She said, ton enfant est trisomique. I said,
Mm-hmm.
trisomique. When I heard it in French, I
what
was
the
like, what
hell is
kind of
that?
jazz
Doesn't
is
sound
this
right.
lady talking about? I was like,
Right.
trisomie 21? What the hell is that? So then she says Down syndrome. And I was like, whoa, really? And
Mm-hmm.
it was so bizarre because it was the one thing that had never crossed my path in life. I never met anybody with Down syndrome. I heard about it, never even, of my recollection, crossed paths with anybody with Down syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So right away, I said, okay, so what are the risks, with the other baby, what's happening? Because the first thing that they said to me was, you can have an abortion until this amount of weeks. That was
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they said. They did
Mm-hmm.
not say, do you want to think about it?
That's cruel, man. How could he even suggest that?
Yeah, that was their
Exactly.
first thing that they
Mm-hmm.
said to me. And I said,
Wow.
well, why are you talking to me about abortion? I said, why don't you talk to me about, we're not going to say
Solution.
benefits. What are the benefits? But, what does a child with Down syndrome bring in life?
Mm-hmm.
What are the pros? What are the cons? Like, let's talk about it. I understand this is not the genetics department, but, tell me something. Don't just tell me that my only option or the best option
Absolutely.
is
That's
abortion.
I can't believe that.
And what happens with the next baby, right? They're twins. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going
Mm-hmm.
on? And they're like, well, there's a risk that you might lose the other child, but you have time. And they made these appointments for me. Like, I was going to go talk to genetics, and that I was going to go and get this abortion done ASAP. And I was disgusted that they mentioned you have until 22 weeks.
Wow.
I wanted to vomit. I got up, I looked at her, and I said, thank you so much. I'm going home, and I'm going to educate my ass on Down syndrome. And this baby's coming, and she's going to be a firecracker because she's mine. That's exactly what I said. And I went home, and that's what I did. And you know what? I never cried. I never mourned. It wasn't like a funeral for me. I just wanted to go home and educate myself to the best of my ability to make sure that I set her up properly in life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew that
Respect.
to excel in Down syndrome and to be able to, you know, have as much as a normal life as possible, it comes from the root. It comes from your home. It comes from whatever it is that mom and dad could get you, give you. And that's what I did. And I mean, you haven't met Angie in person, but you see her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? She's going to grow up and she's going to be like, Mom, I want to get my own place.
Absolutely.
So, you know,
Absolutely. And I can agree with you because I have a friend, Jason. His has a son with Down syndrome too. And
Yeah.
I think the first thing they told him was that he could get rid of the baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why is that the first option that they give you?
Yeah, they're like, oh, life's going to be hard. Life's going to be horrible. Life's going to be like this, like that. You know what? Okay, yes, it was not easy at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
There was risks, there were factors, there were health risks. You know, I spent a lot of time in the hospital with follow-ups, making sure things were okay. There was a couple of surgeries here and there. Okay, I shit you not, the first 2 years was not very fun. But it was so fulfilling as she grew, and the love and the connection and what it caused in the family, and all the other people I met in the other families, you know, who have other children with Down syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
and then the autism, and then, you know, you get to know
Mm-hmm.
all these people. And I just know that Angie came to do something. I'm not sure what it is now, but it's going to be something for the face of Down syndrome. And of course, because she has me to advocate for her, it's going to happen. And, you know, she has a sister that doesn't have Down syndrome. She has an older sister that doesn't have Down syndrome. So she's got everything working for her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. So we were talking about some of the myths and facts, right? And you
Yeah.
said you had a lot of them. What
Yeah.
are some of the myths like that people like say, you know, you want to debunk or whatever?
Oh, people with Down syndrome are always happy. That's some bullshit.
That's a good thing.
Oh, no. This kid's got the same personality like you do, like I do, like Roberto does, like her twin does, like Lola does. It's, you know, she knows what she likes. She knows what she doesn't like. She's not afraid to tell you. She's as real as they come.
Wow.
So, no, they are not always happy. You know, when people say, oh, they're gifts from God. Hell no, they are not gifts from God.
Those people say that don't have one.
You know?
They are so regular. You know, they are more alike than different. That's one thing I could tell you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they say, oh, going to school is going to be a real issue. The only issue is the mainstream schools ostracizing children with Down syndrome and not teaching the other children who don't have Down syndrome to be desensitized against people who have disabilities. That's where the problem is. The problem isn't the children with disabilities. The problem is the rest of the population that doesn't have disabilities that are not being desensitized. You understand? So we're looking at them like they're the stigma, not us.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you said the first 2 years were hard. Like, what did you have to go through that was really hard for you, and how has it changed now?
Well, I have to say that the first 2 years, you know, they say that there are some, you know, medical complications that happen with people who have Down syndrome, because essentially the only difference between us and them is that we have 46 chromosomes, so 23 from mom and 23 from dad, whereas they have 47. So they only have one extra chromosome compared to us, and that's the 21st chromosome. So that's why they call it trisomy 21. That's like the real, you know, scientific word for it, which in turn is Down syndrome. So what those 3 copies of the 21st chromosome cause sometimes is, you know, health complications. So heart complications, you know, vision complications, along with getting sick very often. You know, the immunity is not so high. So there are risks and factors, you know. I was very, very, very blessed that Angela was not born with any heart issues. So there was no surgery. When she was in vitro, I think till I was about, they were born in February. So until about December, mid-December, I was going to the children's hospital and they were monitoring her heart in vitro through me. So 2 days before my birthday, the doctor comes to me and says, you know what, Simona, I think I have the best birthday present for you. I want you to know that the holes in your child's heart are closing on their own. And when she's born, she will not have what they call blue babies. So it's the good oxygen mixing with the bad oxygen. So good blood, bad blood. We will not have to rush her to the hospital and do surgery on a teeny tiny little heart, you know? So this was the ultimate, you know, birthday gift for me that year. And I turned 33 that year. So I was super, super happy. So I dodged that bullet, but she did have cataracts.
Okay.
So, you know, that's usually an old people thing. Everyone's like, what?
Mhm.
Cataracts? That's an old people thing. But because of the 3 copies of the 21st chromosome, that's what it ended up causing in her. Because I educated myself before she was born, I caught them and I caught them on time. Okay. You know, they're supposed to be removed bilaterally before, which means both of them before 12 weeks. Before 9 weeks of life. And I only had an appointment for her eyes in May. She was born in February. So imagine if I would have waited, my child would have been blind.
That's
You
crazy.
know? Yeah. But it just so happened that like I educated myself while I was pregnant with her. So I noticed while I was changing her one day that her eyes seemed like there was kind of like a grayish type of tint, you know, and I was like, something's wrong. Like my mommy instinct said something's really not okay. So I took her into a dark room and I took a picture of her with the flash on. So apparently, as per the studies that I did, if you see a mirror effect in the pupils, it's either one, a sign of cancer or cataracts. So I took the pictures and lo and behold, I found the mirror. So I was like, shit, I made an appointment, threw her in the car. I was jetting down to like the pediatrician that I have for all 3 of them. And he's always given me VIP access since he found out Angie had Down syndrome. So he's like, just come in, see me right away. So I'm on the phone with him and I'm on the phone with the children's hospital saying, you better get me in ASAP because we need to take care of this, you know? So we had them removed. And, you know, now she's wearing glasses. She has the opportunity to wear contacts when she's older, but she needs those glasses because her eyesight just, you know, dipped dramatically. But it's building itself up and it's coming back up as she gets older, which is great. However, you know, that is one thing that I would really love to change while we're on this subject. You know, all these parents that are in the hospital who have children that are coming with Down syndrome and they're aware of it, or the ones that don't know and it's a surprise when they're born, because sometimes there are no markers. I really think that the hospitals need to go upon it differently and not just send them home with 2 envelopes like they did with me. They sent me home with an envelope that said audiology, so check her ears, and cardiology, check her heart. Nobody ever sent me anything about, you know, ophthalmology for the eyes, nothing. If I would not have done my research, I would have waited till May and my child like literally would have been blind. So these are appointments that need to be made before 2 months of life, just in case, because they're prone to it, you know? So there's a lot of things that need to be changed out there. As much as we're so medically advanced, we are not, you know? And it's just because it's not a priority.
Do you think there's enough resources out there for mothers with kids with Down syndrome?
No, there isn't. You have to know where to go. You have to know someone. You have to get involved. You got to find groups. It's a hustle, hard job. It is not easy. I got Angela into seeing a speech therapist when she was a teeny tiny baby. Nobody wanted to see her. Every single speech therapist from the O.O.C here in Quebec told me, Madame, you got to wait until she's 4 or 5 and see if there's a problem. I'm like, the fuck? She's gonna have a problem. She's gonna have dyspraxia. She won't speak properly and clearly because she has Down syndrome. She's gonna magically not have it, you know? I said, let's nip it in the bud now so that she can have as much of a regular life as possible so the rest of the population can understand a kid when she speaks, you know? And I finally found someone after calling 25 people who shared my point of view. and she's been seeing Angela ever since. So going on 9 years now.
It's
You
good.
know,
You
but
know
it's
what? Listening to your story, I have to say something, and maybe I'll sound insensitive, but that
yeah,
nurse saying to you what she did, I see it as a blessing. Because had she not, maybe you wouldn't have educated yourself to the point you did and do all that you did for your daughter at the same time. You ever think of that way?
yeah. Well,
That's
obviously
crazy. You're a superhero.
the kick to have somebody say like, you know,
I'm sorry,
get
like I
rid of
said,
that baby.
I didn't want to sound mean or
No, no,
cold or
no.
anything, but
I
look at
get
the
your point of
outcome.
view. I get your point of view, and that's why it's important to have, you know, different point of views on a show, because we kind of make each other think, right? But no, definitely. You know, I've never been a lazy person anyways. I would have educated myself, but I see what you mean, and a lot of people out there maybe would need to hear that to kind of offend them and for them to be like, hell no, I'm gonna go home and make this work. You
Yeah,
know what I
because this
mean?
is your child. You know,
Yeah.
this is you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Exactly.
And even with my friend, I think when, like, him and his wife, obviously they had a discussion about it, right? But I
Sure.
don't think in any time was there ever like, no, we're not gonna keep the baby. I don't think there
Mm-hmm.
was any time like that. And
Love defeats the system for it. Love
and
defeats.
yeah, and for like that's his kid, you know what I mean? He's happy, he's showing pictures, he's proud. So just imagine if you take the other route, you know what I mean? Everybody deserves a life regardless, right?
A
It may be
chance.
Exactly.
hard, but life is hard anyways. You
It
know,
is.
normal people it's hard for. So
But
that's
you
a
know
come
what?
up.
For those people, you know, as you're saying, life is hard, man. It's not easy. And you know
Mhm.
what? On my shittiest day, I swear to God, Anzo, when I look at this kid, man, I'm
Mhm.
like, you are my fucking reward, man. I
Mhm.
swear to God, you are it. Like
Mhm.
you are really, you know, you know how I am when it comes to relationships, right? I'm not down for that
Mhm.
shit. I don't like
Mhm.
it. I don't like to get attached to people. I don't believe in all that rah rah shit. You know how I am about
Yeah,
that.
I know.
You know? So the fact that I have this love with this kid, for me, it's like God said, you know what? I get you. I get you. And it's not going to be lonely and it's not going to be long and lonely. I'm going to give you a lifetime companion. And I swear to God, that's what Angie is. Like she
Mhm.
fulfills me so much, keeps me busy, keeps me on my feet. You know, sometimes, yeah, I need a break. But, you know, that love that I wanted so bad when I was younger, that unconditional love, man, this kid gives it to me.
Mhm.
Nice.
He says
And
the
she,
same. My friend Jason says the same thing. You know what I mean? Like he has 3 kids already, but it's just the one that's special. You know what I
it's
mean?
different.
And
It's
yeah, it's
different.
different. Yeah.
I got nothing but problems with the other two.
That's why I was glad I had a boy. You know what I mean? Because you guys with your females over there, no, I'm good. When they said it's a boy, I was like, yes. You
Enzo,
know.
I am not worried.
That's
I feel
funny.
you. And I was just like, yes. You know, and then if I had another one that was a girl, I would have been fine with that. But the first one, I always wanted it to be a boy, you know?
But that's
And
pretty much every guy, right? You want a boy,
yeah,
and then you have a girl, and the boy looks out for the girl. You know, that's
hmm
the picket
hmm
fence, the all of
yeah,
that
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Wonderland
yeah,
shit, right?
yeah,
Don't work out
yeah.
like that. You get what you get because this is who you are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I
Absolutely. And at the
tried
end
to.
of it, yeah, go ahead.
I really wanted boys, like because of just the personality I have, the character. You know, I'm like, I can't with the drama in my house and the kids. The girls make me freaking crazy,
Hmm
and they're like, "Mom, you're so cold. You have no heart." You know, they
hmm
tell me that all the
hmm
time. But
hmm
you know, I wanted Lola to be a boy. She ended up being a girl, and that was 15 years ago. And then I found out I'm pregnant with the twins, and I'm like, yes! I'm like, this is my chance. At least one of those are gonna be a boy.
Hey, look who's in the house.
Girl, girl. I was like,
You see who's in the house, Simona?
What up, Q?
what?
Quentin. Quentin's watching.
Oh, is he? Hey,
Yeah.
Q.
What's up, Quentin? How you doing,
I
brother?
wanted
Glad you could
girls.
make it.
I wanted
You
girls,
did?
and God blessed me with girls. Yeah.
That's good. I personally like. I could sit there and say like it wouldn't have mattered. I know my preference was a boy, but if I had a girl, it would have been the same thing. Would have been my princess or whatever. You know what I mean? But I can't lie that when I got that ultrasound, it was a boy. I was like grinning. Yes,
Yeah.
I got this little kid I can mold to be just like me. So
Makes you
absolutely.
very overprotective though to have girls, like I'm
Oh, for sure.
constantly
Hmm.
watching, like
That's
especially
why
the
I'm
big
not
one.
worried.
Oh yeah, when it comes to Lola, I really play that father role. Like I really don't play with, oh, let me be her best friend and let her do what she wants to do. I tell her all the time, listen, I'm not your friend, I'm your mom. You might hate me now, but you
Hmm.
thank me later,
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to like debunk or any other myths that you heard about?
Oh, nothing really right now. I mean, it's not coming to my mind right now. It's gonna come to my mind when I'm not on the show. But hey,
Yeah, I know.
long story short, Angie's pretty awesome. And like I said at the beginning of the show, like I had her because I knew she was gonna be different. I just knew. I knew this was gonna be so beneficial to her, to me, to the rest of the family, to even friends that I have. Angie's in their life and their lives, and she's awesome. I hope you get to meet
Good.
her one day so you can see how cool she is in person.
I would love to.
Yes,
Oh,
sounds special.
and good
Yeah.
job with not wearing no Lakers stuff. You know what I
Wait, you
mean?
want me to get up and get that jersey
No,
for
it's
you?
okay. No, it's good.
I
It's
was so
good.
mad about last night's game, though. I was not happy. Yeah.
They got blown out, didn't they?
Yeah, but teeny tiny
And
bit,
how did
not a lot.
Westbrook play?
Like
Anyways,
garbage.
this guy, this guy's the Kanye of the NBA.
exactly. So yeah, you remember what I told you today? There is a myth I want to talk about, but no, it's actually true. It's facts. It's not a myth. All
Go
children
ahead.
with Down syndrome hate the Spurs.
Oh, whatever.
Oh shit, Daddy, love that one. That's a good one.
I pulled that I'm not your friend line with my kids many times. Yeah, you have to. Hey man, I told the story on here a couple times. Me and my kid, we went blow to blow one time.
Yeah.
We fought, man. He thought he could take me, he thought he was bad, and I was like, all right, if you want to go, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they try to test you, sometimes you gotta put your foot down. And that's what happened. We're cool. Like we always get along. Me and my kid, we're going to see
Yeah.
Black Adam tomorrow. So we always get along. But that one day, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna show you that you still ain't big enough to take me in.
Yeah, yeah. It happens. It
You need to see
happens.
the lion roar.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I even tell my kids all the time, I say, you know what, you're gonna grow up, you're gonna leave, you're gonna have your own life, whether you have kids or whether you don't, or you have your own families, your husbands, whatever. I said, even then, I'm still the boss. Until I
Yeah, for
die,
sure.
I'm still the boss.
That's right.
For
Straight
sure.
up. My house, your house, I am still the boss.
That's a title you never lose.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. Because my mom is still around and my mom is still the boss. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't ask
Mm-hmm.
questions. My mom asks me for something, tell me to do something. I don't go head to head with her ever. It's just respect 100.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
that's
Do you
it.
think Daniel, I said, I do think it should be a decision that's made by individuals or family. I don't condemn those that choose to terminate any more than I question those who continue with the pregnancy.
No, I think
Um, yeah, go ahead.
no, to each their own. I mean, you can't look at anybody and say, oh my God, you got rid of this child because it had, Down syndrome or might have had some sort of intellectual disability. To each their own, absolutely. But I'm just saying that in my case, I strongly felt that, I was not looking at the statistics.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not even, the father was with me when we went and we spoke about it. And he said, I want her no matter what. And I
Mm-hmm.
even factored in the fact that we might not even be together.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about that too when I said, okay, let's have Angie. So
Mm-hmm.
no, you cannot hold it against anybody. And I do think that, when you're together, you talk about it together. If you're alone, then that's also, are you ready for this? Are you not?
Mm-hmm.
To each their own. But
We'll talk
no,
it
it's
out.
not for the weak. No, it's not for the weak. It is a
Absolutely.
job. You know, like I said, I wanted to pitch a tent for the first 2 years of Angie's life in the hospital. I was like, I'm over this fucking shit, you know? But
Mhm.
it's for the long haul. And you know what? Still today, you know, I say, oh my God, I made the best decision ever. You know,
Absolutely.
nothing good is easy. That is not a
Mhm.
lie. That is
Right.
not a
Mhm.
lie. You know, you
Mhm.
got to work for it, and we're still working, and it's just getting better and better and better. You know,
Nice.
That's good, man.
yeah.
That's good. I do appreciate you coming on and sharing your story like that, because like I said, there's a lot of people in here that should need it to hear it, you know, especially if they're ever in a situation where
Sure,
this comes up, because it's a possibility, right?
it
They can
is.
see someone else's experience and how they handled it and maybe make a decision that they probably would have done something differently. So
Yeah,
I appreciate
for
that,
sure.
you know.
Yeah, and I
Absolutely.
mean,
Thank
anybody who
you.
wants information or needs info, you know, I'm more than willing to help, and I have all kinds of resources, because I even every Wednesday I do voluntary work at Angela's school. So this year she
Mhm.
started going to Summit, which is actually 100% specialized school for, you know, Down syndrome, autism, anybody who has any sort of, you know, intellectual disability whatsoever. And the really cool part about it is that it's from really little until 21. So
Mm.
what they do is they kind of do the pre-K, the elementary, the high school, the college thing, you know, levels academically, you know, obviously built and structured for them, but they're also teaching them life skills.
Mhm.
So, you know, just as an example, on Wednesdays, they have like hot dog days or pizza days. So when they have hot dog days, it's the older kids that are in the life skills section of the school that are actually preparing everything, wrapping them up and sending them down for the parent committee to go out and, you know, distribute everything. So they're really teaching them how to be independent and be on their own. So they're there
Nice.
their whole lives until they're ready to go out there and actually, you know, be contributing members of society. These people work too, you know.
Mhm. Absolutely.
I mean, some are completely independent and some have to have somebody going in, either family members or somebody who works for the CLSC or whatnot, you know, but nothing
Mhm.
extremely out of the ordinary. But as said before, to each their own, everybody can make that decision. You're either ready for it or you're not, you know?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. Eyes only said most moms get it done, and much love to moms. Make me remember how overbearing and controlling mine was. Her line was, "Your business is my business." Hey man, that's what it is when you have a mom, you know, and a
Yeah.
parent that my dad used to. Yeah, anytime I messed around, he would be beating my ass. Didn't do work in school, beat my ass. You know what I mean? So they were on us, you know, and you have
Yeah.
parents that care about you. They're going to make sure they try to put you on the path for the best, because I could
Absolutely.
have been out there selling drugs and doing all kinds of shit that my friends were doing, and I'm not, you know.
Yeah.
I'm here on
Agreed.
YouTube talking to you guys. So, you know, it is what it is.
Agreed. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
good, Mando. I appreciate that. Any
Yeah,
last
no,
words? Any other
nice.
thoughts you have to say before we move on?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I want to thank you for having me on.
Ah, it's
That was
always a
nice.
pleasure. You know that. You know what I mean? Always a pleasure. Now, the the next topic we were gonna get into, if you gotta bounce, you can. If you want to stick around, it's not a problem. It's up to you. But
Okay.
it was some more Kanye West stuff, and the reason why I put this stuff in there, because it gives a lot of context to his side of everything that was going on, right? And I thought it was very interesting. So I'm gonna start playing this one and tell me what you guys think. I think this video is like maybe a few minutes long.
Churches
It's
had to do
pretty
a
long,
factory.
but
Even right now, like when I left Gap, I moved. We made this T-shirt, like all the tremendous stuff we're doing right now, which is a flip on Supreme.
first
Making,
off, well, hold
yeah,
on.
the infrastructure's.
First off, in one of these videos, though, because me and Roberto talked where he said he's a billionaire, but in this video, they say that he is the richest black man in the history. Now I don't know. I tried to look at it, but and research it, but
Mm-hmm.
he's supposed to be estimated at like $6.6 billion.
Really.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, $6.6 billion, bro. So let's hear what he had
Got
to
to do a
say.
factory. Even right now, like when I left Gap, I moved. We made this T-shirt, like all the tremendous stuff we're doing right now, which is a flip on Supreme, where the guy that used to work for me, Tremaine, is now at Supreme, and you know, we can go further into that a little bit later. But for the main point is, so I took it over to Dove Charney at LA Apparel, and he founded Los Angeles Apparel. So then we made the White Lives Matter tees, and then when I put up the tweet, the DEF CON tweet, now he ain't releasing the tee because he's Jewish. And I'm like, see, this is my exact point that I'm making. Like, Jewish people have owned the Black voice, whether it's through us wearing a Ralph Lauren shirt, or it's all of us being signed to a record label, or having a Jewish manager, or being signed to a Jewish basketball team, or doing a movie on a Jewish platform like Disney. And we understand, it's like, I respect what the Jewish people have done and how they brought their people together. You know, they came into money through the lawyers when after Wall Street, when all of the like the Catholics, they wouldn't divorce people. Right. So the Jewish lawyers came and they were willing to divorce people. That's when they first came into their money. So like, say, with me and Jay, with our culture, with the darker Jews. First of all, because you got to.
It just happens when anybody starts talking deep.
Okay.
Yeah,
with the darker Jews, the 12 lost tribes of Israel, who we are, because we Jewish also. We from Africa also. We're the blood of Christ. So we're not just black. We are Jew, just like the Jewish people. And now we're coming into money. But the main thing is, I got to drink the Douce over the Hennessy as the first step to us coming together, like how the Jewish people came together. But we couldn't even talk about. I remember Ben Horowitz called me after 444 and said, I don't know about Jay giving up Jewish business secrets. And these secrets.
We was talking about building up the properties and stuff like that on 444.
These secrets they not finna be a secret no more. Like if somebody tells me something, it's like, yo, I want to tell you this, but it's a secret. I'm like, I'm not your personal hard drive. Like if you want to be a secret.
So let me pause it there for a minute. Roberto, what do you think about him saying that the Jewish people have the black people's voice?
If
Do you agree with this
microscope it, I
statement?
can't argue with them because just turns out a good percentage of it is that way.
And you
look at all those movies, even back in the day with the rappers, all of them, they all got linked up with a Jewish producer. It's ironic, huh?
What do you think, Simona?
What do I think? I think that you cannot hate whatever it is that somebody has, whether they worked hard for it, whether they didn't. If it's theirs, it's theirs. And if it happened to be that Jewish people, you know, we're the owners, or we're the business owners, or the record company owners, and then it just so happened that black artists or Latino artists got involved with them, well, that was the stepping stone. You want to get involved, you want to start getting into the business, you got to go in and get onto the stepping stone. You cannot get into any type of business and say, well, I'm going to start work tomorrow and I'm going to go straight up there and be the CEO. Whatever you want, you got to work for. You know, I speak for Latino people and all the Hispanic, let's say, women right now in the United States of America that are going up and that are just riding that ladder, and they are becoming CEOs. They are becoming their own business owners. They are becoming, you know, so much more than anybody would have ever thought. But who was at the top before? Not Latina women, not black women. Do you understand? But they're working to get there. So you can't be mad at how it began. If you want to be there and you want to be the owner and you want to be the CEO of something, well, then, you know, get in, get your knowledge, put in the work, get the fuck out and become an owner.
And I don't think Kanye West is mad at that. I think he's trying to compare. Right. He's trying to compare that it's what we as black people and Latinos and people of color need to do. We need to take their method of how they made
Apply
money
it.
and how they keep it right, exactly, and apply it to herself. So I
Yeah.
think that's the point he's getting on. And like this video was 3 hours long. I just cut out certain parts that I thought was important,
People
but
went
I did
crazy
link.
with this video.
Yeah, they did, and I think people should watch it too, because like I said, I think he says a lot of things. Eyes Only said he ain't lying, right? So let's hear
Don't
some
tell
more.
me. I'm not here to keep nobody's secrets, because it's only the truth that's going to set us free. And what they do is, the Jewish community, especially in the music industry, they'll take, in the entertainment period, they'll take one of us, the brightest of us, right, that can really feed a whole village, and they'll take us and milk us till we die, and then Stevie Wonder's son got to get a job, right? But Cameron Azoff got a job at Apple. He's already set up because of the way Azoff is connected, and we have to make our own connections. That's what I saw. What I loved about it, I love Dove just as a human being.
And this is the guy from Adidas?
Dove is from American Apparel.
Okay.
But I'm talking about put out my White Lives Matter tee. The White Lives Matter tee don't say nothing. It don't say DEF CON or nothing on it, right? I'm like, put it out. And he's telling me like, yo, I want you to visit the Holocaust Museum. And I was like, yo, I want you to visit Planned Parenthood. That's our Holocaust Museum. I'm like, yo, I put my life on this at this point, because they've been fucking with me too long. They put the crazy narrative out there. My Jewish trainer, Harley Pashanak, who's Lizzo's trainer, put it out when I went to the hospital, put it in the press. I got a bunch of friends that went to the hospital. It didn't go to the press. They did that just like they did in the documentary on the 3rd episode to say, we love Ye like the rest of y'all. We know he a genius like the rest of y'all, but sometimes you got to turn the camera off on him. So they'll go and get a dude that's supposed to be my friend that's been taping me the whole time and buy this nigga out for $30 million.
I thought you co-signed that.
I ain't co-signing, but you get used to that. Paparazzi taking a picture of you, you ain't getting no money off it. You just get used to getting screwed by the Jewish media. And I'm saying, y'all done poked the bear too fucking long. When I wore the White Lives Matter tee, I had 4 SoFi Stadium shows. They canceled my shows. I said it's up. And let me tell you one thing. It's like if a black man is caught with something in the car or something, everybody in the car gonna go to jail with him, right? But if a black man can play basketball or rap, only he gets the record deal. So meaning like if one black man does something bad, all the other blacks get caught with him. If one black man does something good, nobody else gets nothing with him. It's a reverse for the Jewish people, right? If a Jewish person could repeatedly fucks me on a deal, it's just them. It's just the businessman. It's not the people. It's not nobody else. But if a Jewish person does good, all of their people eat with them. That's one of the flips. I gotta tell you something. Where is a black guy that has a Jewish person signed to him? Point it out. Tell me that. Where is a black person that's signed to a Jewish person? All of them. Basically 90% of them. So
let me pause that there. Roberto?
Didn't I just say that?
What do you think?
If he's spitting, like, if people don't like what he's saying, then they got to prove him wrong, because it sounds like he's stating facts. He's not speaking his opinion, because we know what where his opinion is. But when he's spitting facts, you got to show me that he's wrong. It's not up to me to go research everything.
Dandelion saying, yeah, it's definitely being exploited, but I think it can, I don't think it can be blamed on Jewish people. I don't think he's blaming it on all Jewish people. I think the ones that are in control of the record labels and everything are probably Jewish people. So those are the people that he's talking about. What did you think about what he had to say, Simona?
Free yourself, man. Free yourself. That's all I have to say. Like what? Right? You're gonna sit around it. Like I know in my life, I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but it's kind of the same idea. Yo, when I'm not happy about something, I get the fuck out of there, man, and I do what I need to do to make myself happy. I apply my experience. I apply my experience and everything it is that I've gained through the years. and I go and I make myself happy some other way. Like, you can only sit so long and sulk and talk shit and even make point out and make accurate, what's the word I'm looking for? State facts like he is right now. Sure, they're facts. Yes, I'm not saying they're not. But I really can't stand, when people stay and complain and complain and complain. We state the facts, okay, fine, and let's move along. But of course, this video is going to stir up shit everywhere because everybody's got a different way of thinking about things.
And you're right, like stating it, but do something about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what Kanye West is actually trying to do about it, right? I got to watch the rest of the interview to see if he like talks about, how to change it. Because right now, all you can do is talk about it. If this is the case where they're in control and there's nothing you could do about it, then, I mean, if you don't like the situation, you might as well get out of it, right? So
and I think that's what kind of bothers me the most about the whole thing is that you have, we're talking about people who are making money, like these artists who are under these Jewish people or these Jewish, whoever's in the background. These people are making money. It's not like you're powerless. You have the option.
Some of them aren't making money. You remember, not Boys in the Hood, Ice Cube and them.
NWA.
That guy, NWA. They weren't getting any money, and that happened to a lot of rap artists.
Yeah,
they were getting chains, and they were getting $500 credit cards and an allowance to go and drink and party, but they weren't making the money that the actual album was pulling in.
Yeah, but I don't think people are that, people won't sit and take that shit these days. That's for damn sure.
No, it's a lot different now. I think they can do it themselves.
Yeah.
With the
so
iPhone
that's why I said,
Pro.
That's why I said free yourself, man. That's all I have to say.
With internet and everything, you can. Absolutely. 100%. Eyes only. I linked the video in the description. Maybe refresh your page. You'll see it there so that you can actually go and check it out. But yeah, with the internet now, Soulja Boy broke that shit open. He became a celebrity and rap star because of what he did on the internet, Tekashi 6ix9ine, same thing, broke into the industry because of the internet. So there's a lot of these guys that can do it themselves. Absolutely 100%.
So what I'm saying is, y'all done poked the bear too many times. Y'all should have learned with Drake. Y'all should have learned with Puff. Y'all should have learned with Hove. Y'all dealing with a different kind of animal here. Everybody wants to say I'm 730. Well, I'm going to use that to my advantage. I told y'all I was the leader. I told y'all I'm going to free my people in the name of God, and I will put my life at risk, because if I wasn't in a glass prison, just like Larry Hoover's in a real prison, then I would have had to say so when my kids go to school. I go into my kids' school, I see Hanukkah books, then I see Kwanzaa. Christmas is Christ's Mass. Where's Jesus in the school where all the celebrities are paying for their kids to go?
Cell? I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Hey, I'm talking about.
Right.
But ain't nobody listening to me type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in like a glass box of like celebrity with a bunch of handlers around me and shit, and people colluding behind my back and being like, is he ramped up? What we gonna say now? What I told y'all, because I talked to Larry Jackson last night and he was like, yo.
From iTunes.
Yeah, but now he's got his own deal. He started telling me how Clive Davis changed his life. And I talked to him for 6 minutes. He said, well, usually we talk back and forth. I said, Larry, this is my life, though. I'm letting you know so you can let everybody know what it is. What it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of y'all no more. And we don't have to be afraid. I understand that they got us so paid off every which way, they cutting down. And my whole point just off the tweet, the fact that, what does that even mean, what I said? And the fact that I got taken off proves my point. Jamie Lee Curtis went on TV and said, I hope they take his children away from him. Wow. I hope they take his children away from him. Everybody they put out, Triple X, Tupac, that's what Larry was saying. Right. My response was, well, I guess I'm next then. Right. Because it's no backing down at this point. I talked to Cube because Cube been labeled an anti-Semite. First of all, we are Semite. We Jew, so I can't be anti-Semite. Right. First of all, I need my 4 stadiums back. The 78 media outlets to call me abuser when I was trying to get that heroin addict away from my kids that was tattooing my kids' names on them, Skeet, Pete Davidson. They popping up. You know what I'm saying? It's like they, Trevor Noah, not even from America. He just looked black, right? Gonna say, yo, Kim, it's gonna get dangerous. So they putting all that, he crazy. He so OJ. Nori just want the family back together. I just want the family back together. Kim is a Christian. On TMZ, I just saw yesterday, they said, Pete Davidson and Kim have sex by the fireplace to honor their grandmother. It's Jewish Zionists that's about that life, that's telling this Christian woman that has 4 black children to put that out as a message in the media. So when I drive by and I see the Hulu ads and I say the JP Chase Morgan ads, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, the devil is a defeated foe. You can't poison me. And by the way, y'all done already fucked with me so much. Y'all already black mirrored me. You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends. Because when I was on TV, on Instagram saying, I don't know where my child is, Roberto. And the Kardashians kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child, none of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though?
Travis gave me the address. But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my co-car. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now. Every Michael you can think of, but mostly Godfather Michael now. No. I'm Michael now. I'm Michael now. I am the richest.
Right. They say you're the richest black man in American history.
In history.
In American
history.
Can we make some noise for that, goddammit?
So I want y'all to run up on me.
No.
I want y'all to come kill me. No. I want you to smack me. No. I want you to do all the shit you rap about. No. All the shit you rap about. I want you to come do it now. Come down to this joint right now, please. Or otherwise, shut the fuck up unless you was there when the Kardashians kidnapped my kids. You understand? Now go and get y'all some motherfucking business while we go and get free. Because I'm Moses out here. You know what I'm saying?
You see, now Kanye West does say some stupid shit, right? But at the same time, if you watch Dave Chappelle when he's on, I think it was Oprah, he pretty much says the way they try to make a person like his value down, they say he's crazy. They said the same thing about Martin Lawrence when he did the running out in his, and they said the same thing about Dave Chappelle when he didn't renew the deal. So now to me, it's like they're saying the same thing about Kanye. They're trying to say he's crazy to devalue the shit that he's saying. You know? And I don't know, man. I when I listen to this, I still think he says a lot of bullshit. But at the same time, he is speaking a lot of
I'm the next Moses, I'm the next Michael. You're starting to look a little fucking crazy, yo.
Right, exactly.
Why can't you just be Kanye? Well, you got to be somebody else. Just be Kanye. You're popular enough. I don't know what your mission is. Like, what are you doing this? Like, okay, you're angry. We know you're angry. What do you got to keep going on? And every time you're venting, it's a different name. Like, are you paranoid? Like, what is it?
But you see, that's why I played that Damon Dash video earlier, because he breaks it down and he says Kanye's hurting. And when you hurt, you want people around you to hurt. He may be trying to bring his hurt to like fans or whatever. I don't know why he's talking the shit he talks, but I remember when I was in my depression, I just hated to see people happy. And I think that's what he's going through now. You know, he don't have his kids. He can't see his kids. He don't know what's going on with them. And I think he's pretty much like, fuck everybody else. I think that's the situation he's in. And he's going to say shit to make people upset and White Lives Matter and all that shit. So I think that's what he's doing. I think he's pretty much calling out for help, to be honest with you. What do you think, Simona?
I think he's having illusions of grandeur. Okay. And I also think he's doing what we were all told to never ever fucking do. He's bringing his personal life to work.
Mm-hmm.
And in all honesty, I really, hurt people. Okay. We all
Mm-hmm.
know this. We all know
Mm-hmm.
this. However, because he has this worldwide platform, he's milking it for all it's got. He's putting on the show too. You know what I mean? But right
Absolutely.
now, to me, as much as he states facts, yes, historical facts or whatever it is that comes into play in today's day and age, he's talking a lot of shit too. I do think he's a little bit mentally unstable. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, but
Sorry.
I do strongly feel that he is a narcissist.
Mhm.
And the sad part about narcissism, and I know this is a word that people throw around really easily these days, but there are people who are clinically proven to be narcissists. And I really do think he is one of them. A lot of
Well,
the
him and
things he
Donald Trump
says
get along, and Donald Trump is a
point to
narcissist.
that. Yes.
Facts.
The scary part, guys, about narcissism is that unfortunately this guy can't go see a professional and start fucking popping pills.
No.
Narcissism does not have,
Yeah.
any sort of cure. This is a lifetime mental disease that this man has that he will never be able to. He might learn how to control it a little bit and not come off as such an asshole. But at the end of the day, a narcissist is a fucking asshole and they're there to ruin your
Yep.
life. They want to see you go
100.
down. They
Mhm.
want to see you
100.
go down. I speak from experience. The father of my twins is a full-blown fucking narcissist, and I got away from him because it was either I would have ended up in a mental institution losing my damn mind, or I get the fuck out now.
Mhm.
So I think that's really what's a lot of what's going on with Kanye. None of us know him personally, but the way he's using the platform to get his message across, he looks like a fucking fool. Like, I'm not taking him seriously at all. I don't even read his shit. I don't want to hear what he has to say because he sounds like he's incoherent. He's fucking like going on another level.
A lot of the things he says, I have to agree with you 100%. Like when he said that George Floyd stuff, I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm at the point where I'm just gonna delete all. And I like a lot of his music, right? His older stuff, I like a lot of it. I was like,
Yes.
I'm about to delete some of this stuff off and just say, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? Thank God I never paid for any of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't even want to listen to it anymore because you're on this trip and this. I don't know what you're doing,
He's just
but
very, very angry. There's nothing positive about any message he's trying to get across. He's angry about everything. He's angry about his mom, about his marriage, about his kids, about the Jews, about music industry, about everything under the moon, the stars, the sun. He's angry, period.
absolutely
You know?
100%. My
Yeah.
boy Danny said, if he's hurt, then I'm sorry, but he needs to be quiet for a while. Take a page out of Will Smith's book. Yeah, but you see, that's the thing with him. Because he's a narcissist, he can't be quiet. He has to be in the spotlight, right? He has to be in there. That White Lives t-shirt was hands down just to put his name back in the spotlight so people would start talking about him again. And look what happened. He's everywhere. This is the third show
You
we
did
did
say he's
talking.
smart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like that will find something wrong with everybody. You can
Mhm.
never win with these people. They could tell you, oh, you should do this and you should do that and you should do this. And then, if you were a little sheep, you'd go out and you would do all that shit and go back to this individual and say, I did what you told me to do. You didn't do it right. Do it like this, like this, like that. Like, you could never, ever, ever win with these people. And it's just sick. It's just rotational. It's just vicious circle all the time, all their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. And like Damon Das said, he said he has his friends pretty much left him, Jay-Z and all those guys. I believe that. I believe they're probably like they can't mess with Kanye West anymore, right? Which is another thing. Now you don't have anybody to back you up. And in one of the videos, he talked about the guy that was videotaping him. That's the documentary I saw because there is one part towards the end of that where they're just talking to Kanye West in like they're in the backyard, whatever, and he literally says that Kanye West started saying some stuff and we had to turn the camera off, and then obviously Kanye West didn't co-sign them putting that documentary out, right? So a lot of the things he's saying about them trying to discredit him, I believe, but I also think he's doing a lot of it to himself as well. You know what I mean? He's saying stupid shit not only to have like his own people mad at him, but black people, white people mad at him too as well, thinking he's crazy. And from what he says in the video, he's planning on running in 2024, like for president of the United States.
That's
He's
more
planning on
proof.
running.
It's more proof that he's mentally unstable. Did you know that? I heard a narcissistic person say something really fucking scary once, and I will never forget this. He said, if I had my way, everybody in the world would be wearing a mask of my face.
Wow.
When I heard that shit, I said, wow. I was
That's
blown away at the how serious it is. How fucking, like, it's just unbelievable. How in love with how perfect they are. They are so perfect in their minds, and nobody could be as perfect as them. The whole world should be just like them. That is scary. And that to me explains a lot about his behavior and what we're seeing and what he's publishing and what he's putting out there. It's just confirmation. It's these crazy affirmations. He's losing his damn mind, really. Like he needs to, we say in Spanish, we need to take the internet away from you.
For real. No, yeah, I agree. They need to take away something away from him. But I'll ask this question then, right? Because I think we've all said that it actually starts with his mother's death, right?
Sure.
Do you think that they should have gotten him help from then, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're making that type of money, you got nothing but yes men around you, and they're not gonna tell you when you're doing stuff wrong. Saying that's what happened to R. Kelly. Ain't nobody tell him, look, you need to stop
they'll
doing
be
what
gone
the fuck
from
you
his
doing.
circle.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll
You
be
know what I
gone
mean?
From his circle.
But Damon Dash at the time was pretty much, paying his bills. He could have said something. Maybe he did. I don't know. He says he tried to help Kanye West, but I think maybe he could have done more. But also, too, Kanye West has to want to get that help as well, right?
He doesn't seem like somebody who would take advice very well.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And Danny sent the $5 super chat. Thanks, Danny, very much. He said, Kanye is a genius. He got these two mothers to stop cop bashing. Hell yeah, go Kanye. If he keeps police bashing off the show, then he's getting my vote. Danny, we will be back next week to be bashing cops. I am going to look for a cop video just so that we can stick to the pattern of our show.
What was that comment I said to you backstage? I said I wanted to say to Danny, and maybe then he'll understand. Oh yeah, something along the lines of when I made mention of us having so much material of Kanye, we won't have to bash cops anymore because he does more bad than good, right? So this is why we have so much material on cops because they do more bad. So Daddy, you have to know the material comes to us. We don't go looking for it.
Facts.
So that on its own says enough.
And it's not our fault that it's there every week, something happening. You know what I mean? You should talk to your brothers in blue and maybe tell them to ease up on what they're doing out there. I'm just saying.
Really helping you guys. Kanye's taking all the media. They're not even talking about you guys anymore. How many people you're killing? How many innocent people you're killing out there? We just like
Danny,
busted him, Simona. We like busted him.
This one here, Danny is one of my streaming partners, great friend of ours that we
Really
met.
Nice guy.
He's a cop in South Carolina. So
he's the only nice cop in the USA.
He said, y'all lying. And even then, he's kind of sus. You know what I mean? The other day we were like texting back and forth, me and Chris were going on, and then I get this little face with the cursing around the mouth, and he was like, yo, you guys take this somewhere else. I'm trying to sleep. And I was like, damn, there's that cop shit
There's
coming out, bro.
Officer Danny.
Yo, and no word of a lie, there was not one text after that. It was
No
done.
way.
No, so yeah.
Man, that's someone pushing their authority.
Danny said, I gave you so much material, good, and y'all asses wouldn't show none of it.
We showed
Because
5
people would
minutes of it.
stop. Huh? People would stop
It was 5
watching.
minutes. It was 5 minutes.
You know, we
The
should
show's a 2-hour show, Daddy. You want us to play my Chris theme for the next hour and 45 minutes?
You know, we don't want to see that good stuff. Ain't nobody want to see that, Danny. All right,
We
so
need
here was
Kanye
another
Kanye material that gets us viewers, man.
facts. He said, "Oh my God, y'all make me sick." We know, Danny. We know. It's okay.
Tell me, could you even
here's
really
another
run
thing
this
he
interview?
said.
Because Mav didn't run my interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They blocked me out. The Jewish media blocked me out. This shit lit, right? I'm lit, right? I'm lit.
Right.
I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? JP Morgan, I put $140 million into JP Morgan, and they treated
This motherfucker needs to put $140 million into me. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? He's crazy enough. Hey, Kanye, holler at your boy, man.
me like shit.
We love you in
JP
Canada.
Morgan Chase is treating me
Facts.
like that. How they treating the rest of
No,
y'all?
that's outrageous.
Sure.
Yeah.
And this murderers with Chase accounts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I am outraged. By the time people they want to calm it down.
Because no matter what, you didn't break no law.
I didn't break a law.
No
I
matter
didn't
what,
break a
The
law.
bank shouldn't be a judge or jury on
Right.
anything that's
But
going
this
on.
is it's like a social contract. Candace Owens has a word for it, I'm forgetting. But it's basically like they told Candace Owens she couldn't hang out with me. You know, I'm here because I didn't have no outlet. I was on Tucker Carlson, right? And people, Trump supporters, they think it's so, you know, they think it's nice that a black guy supports Trump. But it's like, would they really support me when I do? Because they said legally I'm not allowed to say what's happening in 2024.
So he just pretty much said in 2024 he's gonna run, then said it's illegal for him to say anything about it. And I'm just like, but you
Illegal?
just said it.
Why
Right?
is
You
it
just
illegal?
told us. I don't know, but it's
illegal
kind of
to
like
announce that you're going to run in the future.
is there some kind of plan where these heads just sit around and say, okay, Kanye, here's what's going to happen. We're going to have you run for president, but you can't tell anybody that you're going to run for president or else, you know what I mean? Like, and I said this when Trump got elected, that if he gets elected, America are dumb. If they elect Kanye, that'll just prove to me that America there's no saving
If they
them.
elect Kanye, it's because he's Trump's puppet, because Trump can't get back in. There's no other way.
Well, you see, that's the thing, right? Because I don't have it here, but they ask him, like, what if Trump runs? And he said he would run against Trump. And then they asked him, well, if Trump asked you to be his vice president, would you do it? And he said yes. So
Of course.
it's like, oh, this guy, man, I don't get him. But I think that could be a lot of the reasons why he says the things he says too, is because he's planning on running, right? And he knows if he says certain things, he can get the Trump voters. So that could be, like I said, we've said it. Kanye's not dumb. So
Trump
he knows
voters
what
not
he's
like
doing.
Jewish people?
They don't like black people, that's for damn sure. So if he's on there, but if he's on there giving the White Lives Matter t-shirts, agreeing with Candace Owens, they think he's one of them. You know, he's the token. You know what I mean? He's the one that, hey, yeah, that's one of them good old boys over there. That's right. Shuts his mouth and does what he's supposed to do. That's exactly what they think. And I think that's the reason why Kanye is saying a lot of the shit that he's saying is because he actually plans to run. It would be fucking nuts.
But all those people that love me when I run against when I wore the hat, right? Would they support me? I got to say something about the hat. That's one of the things that really drove me to the edge.
Talking about the MAGA hat.
The MAGA hat. Right? Imagine your own wife telling you, "Oh, the hat's small dick energy." Meanwhile, the Clintons, got them trying to get people to get vaccinated. I know somebody, I'm not gonna say his name, where Kim and Chris got on the phone with them trying to get them to push the vaccination to black people. Meaning that's how in tuned and how aligned with the Clintons that the Kardashians were through Corey. Through Corey. Corey is a plant. Corey was, you know, Puff Daddy, Manny. You get what I'm saying? Then he was with Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber got in trouble. And then when Bruce did a transition to Caitlyn, he popped up. Now he run around like he Kylie Daddy. But he's there for the agenda and controlling the power of that family. 4 of those people in that family have been raised Christian by Rob Kardashian. I know y'all want a question, but
I think you just gotta let some of this out, and then we.
It's not even venting or inventing. It's just it's up. You know, they done fuck with me too long. Every time they say my name wrong, it's like they calling me Cassius. My name Ali. If I change my name, you respect that I changed my name. It shows you the level of disrespect. Every time they say one of my outfits are bizarre. When the last time you read a headline and they called me a billionaire? For 3 years, Forbes wouldn't say I was a billionaire. It's all to diminish me so y'all wouldn't listen to me. So say when I did the Ye and Drake show, right? It's so funny, I look up and it said Ye, DRK right there. But I look,
how you see it.
It's just a
Are you
similarity to
dyslexic
it.
like me?
Yeah, absolutely. Gemini dyslexic, left-handed, made to be right-handed, so I could fit in.
Okay. All right. That's all right. Yeah, continue. All right.
So, Forbes didn't admit he was a billionaire for 3 years, and he said it's to
3 years.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
because he's been a billionaire since he had the Gap deal, right? I think it was the Gap deal the Adidas deal when he first brought out the Yeezys. That's when he became a billionaire. Then he got a deal with Gap, and then he started doing his own fashion stuff. But again, he's sitting there saying that they're doing all of this so that they can say he's crazy. And I said this many times. They did it to Dave Chappelle and them. That's how they fucking devalue what these guys are saying by saying they're crazy. I don't know, man. I think he says stupid shit, but I don't think he's crazy. What do you guys
But
think?
you see, because he says that stupid shit, you're gonna question the legitimate shit that he says.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm
100%.
saying. He's too all over the place. Stick to one of your fucking rants and stop jumping from the Jewish people to fucking the Kardashians to the black guys to you're all over the place. You have too much anger.
Exactly. About everything. Like I said,
Yeah,
before,
he's like
just angry about
he's
everything.
exploding.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when someone, and I guess when you say someone has been holding it in for so long, one day they are going to explode. I think it's the same thing with Ray J, right? Ray J has been blamed for that sex tape leak for years. Everybody said it was Ray J. It came out just last year that he had nothing to do with it. Kim Kardashian's mom was the one that actually told them to do the sex tape and to put it out and when to put it out. Their mom told them that, you know? So that Kardashian family is high up there when it comes to the industry stuff. But I don't know, man. It's just crazy to think about all the shit that he's saying, man.
But bringing
People got
religion
ruined
into
in that
it is
house.
just nonsense. Like this whole religious thing, it's like I hear him talk sometimes, and I'm like the little tiny things that he says, you know, the Zionists and the, you know, I'm like, oh, here we go. He sounds like them crazy, you know, the Adamic Christian people that I know that go to church, those hardcore churchgoers that are like, if you don't do it like this, like that, and they're so adamant about how they think that if you're outside of that box, well, then you're a sinner and you're not a person of Christ, and you're this and you're that. And, you know, it's so crazy to think that they would be so judgmental. This is where you're supposed to go when you're broken. This is where you're supposed to go when you need love. But you're so hard on getting judged that you just want to run the other fucking way. You know what I mean? And then when he starts talking about religion to prove his point, it gets boring and redundant for me. Right away, I'm not interested, you know? That's an argument that's been going on for hundreds of thousands of years, man. It's just nonstop.
I agree. And that's the thing with it, right? Because I'm pretty sure not everyone in the industry or all the big owners, I'm pretty sure they're not all Jewish. You know, he makes it seem like everybody in the media is Jewish,
No,
right? And they're the ones that are stopping. That's just not the case, right? We know
no,
that. That's almost impossible, right?
for sure.
But at the same time, though, I can see if he's going to, because he's been in the industry for a long time, I'm pretty sure he knows some of those industry secrets and shit. So if he starts trying to bring those out, then yeah, they're gonna have to say he's crazy so that no one believes the shit that he's saying, right? Because there's all those conspiracy stuff, and I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I do believe there is some crazy shit that go on in Hollywood. I do
Of
believe that, you know.
course, definitely.
This kind of anti-Semitism got millions of people killed in Germany a few years back. No, I hear what you're saying, man. I think people are taking what he's saying as anti-Semitic, and I don't think he's really disrespecting or saying anything bad about them. I think he's more or less jealous of what they have, and that we, as you know, people of color, can't get there.
Do it for
I think
ourselves.
Right. I think that's the main point of the things he's trying to say. It's just the way he's saying his shit is just not coming off correctly. Like even when you watch the interview, sometimes he's saying something, then he switches to something else, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Like
Yeah,
really and truly, you know what I mean? Like where are you going? You're going from one point to another point, and it's not really a coherent sentence, or he doesn't finish what he's trying to say.
yeah.
And I think that goes into again with what Damon Dash said about him being bipolar. So I don't know, man. It's interesting though. There's a lot of stuff though. So people in the chat, man, I think if you want, go watch the rest of that video if you want to find out more interesting stuff. They get into stuff where they talk about his favorite rappers and all kinds of stuff, and then it goes back and forth. But I mean, it's just pretty good watch. It builds
Mm-hmm.
into the sentiment of other people who think Jewish secretly rule the world conspiracy nonsense. Yeah, I know, and we know that it's not just Jewish people that run the world. It's white people in general. You know what I mean? It's white people in general, whether they're Jewish, whether they're whatever atheist, whether they're Christian. It's white people. That's it. That's what he should say. He should just say white people instead of putting it to a certain, religion or something like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, man, this was a great show. I think we'll close it up for the night. Roberto, you want to tell the people where they
You're
can
ending the
find
shit
you?
early for me. Look at that. You're so kind.
Yeah, I know you need to go to bed, bro. So it's
Put
all
that
good.
beauty sleep, huh?
Done, bro.
You can find me here, and you can find me Saturday on Square One because actually, no, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day Saturday, so
So
I
not
might be
this
playing
Saturday,
golf.
right? Hmm.
I might be playing.
You
Well,
heard that, right, Danny?
why didn't I get a link last Saturday?
We didn't do it last Saturday.
Oh, when I was free. You see that? You see
We
that?
don't know when you're free. You don't tell us.
Well, you guys know when I ain't because you tell me. You see that?
Which
That's the
is
kind of
every
tennis we're
Saturday.
playing, Simona. You see that? It's always me. I'm always the bad guy.
Pretty much.
But I will do that show. I know we're week 6 in football or week 7, but the NBA just started, so we got all kinds of material there.
Yes, we do.
Well, I know that the Lakers are doing as bad as the Spurs this year. So, and you guys got
Relax.
LeBron. You guys got LeBron James. You got Anthony Davis. You got Russell Westbrook. You got like an all-star team there, and you got blown out the other day. Who they lose
All-star
to?
team from the 90s.
Was it the Grizzlies?
Okay.
Oh, that's your team, Simona? Sorry. I didn't mean to bash them. But them guys are all on their way out.
Oh my god! Back in the day, the Lakers and Spurs stuff we used to go through was fucking annoying.
Well,
If the
Hated
bro
it.
could just stay healthy.
the Raptors beat the Cavaliers tonight. This is
Very
good.
nice. Very nice.
Very nice. 108, 105. I was watching the game before I came on with you guys.
So was I. And that
Yeah.
boy was going off. That kid they got from Utah. What's his
Yes.
name?
What the hell is
Fuck.
his name? It's right on the tip of my tongue. I
That
saw
guy's
the
got
introduction
skills, man.
tonight.
Every time he touched the ball, it was in the net.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was
Not enough.
Regular season started or is preseason
Yeah,
still?
it started tonight.
yeah.
I
It
think it
did
started
tonight.
last night.
Okay.
The
Okay.
NBA started last night, but the first game for Raptors was tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
so the Lakers lost their first game.
Okay.
Good.
Don't worry about it. I'll be back. We're gonna keep fighting. Don't worry about it. Shitty ass, stupid. I can't stand your team. Oh my God, it's on board this year.
You ain't the only one, but at least I know that
Spurs.
we've had
Like,
20 years of excellence. I could do
I
it.
just
wanna
like
know-
the
I wanna ask
Spurs
you
that
this
meant
question.
something.
What is your passion for the Spurs? Like, when did this shit start?
Long time ago, Simona.
Why? But why?
So I used to be
I
a
think it's
Detroit
Tim
Pistons.
Duncan.
No, David Robinson. I used to be a Detroit Pistons fan, right? And then they lost to them stinking Bulls, and then the team broke up, and I needed a new team. So when I was watching basketball, and I seen David Robinson grab a rebound, take it down the court, and do a 360 windmill, and I was like, "Yo, this big man was doing that." And I started watching the Spurs game, and I've been a Spurs fan ever since.
Really?
1989 was the year I became a Spurs fan. Yeah. And then they got Tim Duncan, and it just made it so much better. I was like, all right.
Ginobili,
Yeah.
Parker,
Yeah. And then championship, and then championship, and then another championship. And the one thing that I will always be proud of is the day they beat the Lakers and Kobe Bryant and Shaq and all of them were on the bench crying.
Bye. It was real nice being here tonight. Can you hear the crickets?
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. That's my enjoyment. I enjoy it,
Well, like I was saying, Simone, I used to hate the Spurs when they were relevant.
Yes.
After Kawhi left, Nzo's been some bitter NBA follower.
I hate Kawhi Leonard.
He hates everybody.
Hate him. I hate him. Fuck.
It's like a personal vendetta for me, though, because my stepfather was, my parents were together. I call him my dad. But he passed away in 2015. But I mean, my whole life growing up, I was always super involved in basketball. I played for many years, too. But he was a hardcore Spurs fan. And I hated that about him.
They're good taste in teams, I tell you that. They're very
was
good
just
taste in teams.
so bad growing up, man.
You guys are haters, man. You see, the problem is you guys don't like excellency. You know what I mean? That's what the Spurs.
Now they're far from excellent, so there's nothing to dislike.
Well, now.
Yeah, they're not even relevant, like I said. So I don't hate the Spurs. They're okay. Like, who are they?
Not what, Roberto? They're not what, Roberto?
Relevant.
So Roberto won't be back on the show anymore. He's back.
The truth hurts. I hear you. The truth could cause that button to be pushed. I understand.
It's okay.
Nzo, when you talk about the Spurs, you sound like Kanye.
All right.
Shit.
Hold on. So Simona won't be back anymore either.
Nothing happening again.
And you know what? I'm gonna just change this before we go. That's a sex bot, man. Any one of my mods can get rid of that for me, please. And I'm just gonna change this real quick. Hold on before we close it up.
No, he's gonna put a Spurs thing up or something.
There we go.
Look at that.
Oh
no! Did you see that was a classic? Like you shot it.
That is so unfair. Oh my God.
Oh, and you're the host, you get to do those kind of things,
I'm gonna catch you on the rebound.
Really
and
nice
you want to tell
Simona.
What?
It was really nice meeting you.
Yes, me too. Thank you for having me on tonight. It was nice exchanging ideas with the both of you, opinions
you
and
educated
stuff.
us. You educated us, touched us with your story. You're
Thank
a strong
you.
woman.
Thank you.
Absolutely, did an amazing job. Thank you for coming on and sharing that. Much appreciated. And like always, you're always welcome. So I do appreciate you coming on.
All
Guys
right.
in the chat, I am Bigger Ford Entertainment. Thank you all for popping in. Once again, we will be back next week. There won't be no tournaments on Friday. Tomorrow will be Black Adam, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing a review for that. I know Danny has his review coming tomorrow, so make sure you guys check that out, and then maybe I'll do something on Friday. We'll see. But with that being said, guys, peace, love, and hair grease. See you on the next one. Peace.
Later.
Oh, shit. Fuck that.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.